Warning: the following program contains scenes that may be disturbing to some viewers. Please be advised. Imagine going to the store at night so your sister doesn't have to get her a tea, and not ever coming back home. Not getting to say goodbye or anything. That's exactly what happened to Elijah McClain when he left this store. Now imagine the very people that blocked your path from ever getting home again were the same people that were supposed to protect your life. That's exactly what happened to Elijah McClain when he left this store. He didn't commit one crime. He paid for everything that he left the store with, and the police had no reason to actually stop him at all. At most, they could have observed him if they thought he looked suspicious. Instead, they ended his life. I'm going to take you on that same path that he walked that night when Aurora police blocked his path and took his life. I'm going to do it around the same time frame that he did. And then I'm going to show you exactly what happened.
Tensing up.
No, let go of me.
This isn't going to go well.
No, I am an introvert. Please respect the boundaries that I am speaking.
Relax.
Stop.
Relax.
Stop. I'm going home.
Relax, or I'm going to have to
Leave
change
me
this
alone.
situation.
Dude, hey,
Stop.
Leave me
relax.
alone.
Sir, can you please?
No,
we don't want to do
can
this,
you
all right?
leave me alone.
No, we're gonna.
First
we're
off,
gonna talk to
you guys started to arrest me, and I was stopping my music to listen.
Still fighting us in the ground.
My name's Elijah McClain.
Yeah,
That's
bro.
all.
I'm ready to use carotid.
That's what I was doing. I was just going home. That's all I was doing. Why? I'm an introvert and I'm different.
Come out.
I
heard some snoring.
I just don't like going home. I'm just different. I'm just different. That's all.
It was actually Logan's.
I'm so sorry.
You're done, dude.
I have no gun.
That's why I tried carotid.
I don't do that stuff. I don't do any fighting.
Other units that are not here.
Why
They
were
can
you
slow it down a
telling me?
little bit.
I don't do guns. I don't even kill flies. I don't eat meat. I'm not a vegetarian. I don't judge people
No, I mean,
for anything.
start walking away.
I try to live a secret
When we showed him up,
and all
he
life,
showed up, he was wearing a
and I respect all life.
and walking, so I mean, that's on.
Forgive me.
Yeah.
All I was trying to do
I tried.
was become better.
We started
For
it
the
because he reached for a
things
rope
like
gun,
Nikola Tesla.
and we had him on the wall. All right.
And I'll do it. I'll do it.
Alright, what do you
There's
guys
no
need?
other suspicious. Can you
Nobody
plug my
else
camera?
better.
It's right here in the grass for her.
To help all life, I will do it.
Okay. One of you guys mind contacting the
Sacrifice my I'll do it. I'll do it.
Look at this.
I wasn't nervous because I knew who he was. And when he came in, he wasn't threatening. You know, most people that come in with ski masks are going to be threatening. He was not threatening at all. He was telling everybody hello. He asked everybody how their day was, and he said goodbye.
Dude, just stop fighting.
I'm coming.
Taser in a second. You're gonna get tased in a second. Stop fighting. Stop fighting. You're gonna get tased. I got his arm. Relax. Just relax. 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 I got her here. It's in a bar hammer. Stop.
Okay. I can't breathe. Please stop.
I'm just straddling. Figure for his legs.
I have no ID. Right here. I have no ID.
282. We got him
No
detained.
ID.
Still fighting us in the ground.
My name is Elijah McClain. I
heard some snoring.
I just
He
don't
didn't-
like
He
going
didn't lose
home.
consciousness.
I'm just different.
Tried
I'm
to
just
grab my gun.
different. That's all. Oh, so sorry. I'm so sorry. Oh,
You guys have any wipes?
oh, that really hurts.
Elijah wasn't diagnosed with anything. He wasn't autistic. He was just a normal, well, he wasn't normal because we're all different from each other. but there wasn't anything that he had that was diagnosed and medically proven. So I want people to understand that he was not autistic. He was just different because he truly believed in humanity. It wasn't about the color of your skin. It wasn't about what kind of job you had. It was about the kindness that we showed each other. You know, he wanted to heal people through his hands. He was an artist. He was a musician. He was a runner. That's why he had the runner's mask that night. We are all anemic in my family. So him having a layers of clothes in August in Colorado isn't out of the norm. You know what I'm saying? So I just need everybody to understand that he was a regular person that was different in his own way, and that's never a target. That's never a reason to be a target just because of somebody else's lack of empathy or their ignorance.
What is up, people? Terry here from Blunt Trips, coming to you from Aurora, Colorado. And today we're going to walk the last path that Elijah McClain got to walk before he was killed by the Aurora Police Department. And we're going to start from the very store that he left from, where he made legal purchases and did nothing wrong. And that would be the store right behind me, the Shell Station. Right here on the corner of Colfax and Billings. But we're going to go ahead and take a walk. And we're going to go ahead and see the last path he got to take just before he was killed. Now, the police officers that did do this have just recently been indicted, like 3 or 4 days ago, as well as the 2 firefighters that overdosed him on the drugs that he was given. But let's go ahead and get started on this walk. Now, there's the store he left from, the Shell Station, right on the corner of Colfax and Billings. Now, to give you an idea real quick before I start walking, I have been in this location before. Just down the road, not even a half a block down this way, right down there, is actually the Pace Center Motel that I did a couple series on people that mysteriously died. To give you an idea of where we're at. So, this area is a pretty bad location. You can't see it because of trees, but just past those trees is actually the Pace Center Motel. I'm also approximately less than 3.5 miles from where the Dark Knight shooting took place at the theaters. But and that was at the Century Theaters, not far from here. But let's go ahead and take the last walk that he got to take before he was killed. Now, I watched a video of it over and over, and it was really disturbing. There was a lot of disturbing scenes in there. The whole thing was messed up, really. And I didn't follow the case so much when it first happened because I don't watch the news a lot. I try and stay away from the news these days. That used to be all I did do was watch the news. But I actually moved to Denver right after this happened and was unaware of it. But I lived less than 1 mile from the location I'm about to take you, where he was killed. And did not even know it, and I had seen the case in the news and in the media, but did not know that I was actually living that close to where he was killed. But we're going to go ahead and show you where he was choked and murdered at and given drugs that killed him. Now, this ain't the greatest of neighborhoods. It's not real bad, but anything off Colfax, Denver has a history of having violent crimes, murders, and stuff off that Colfax road. Now, I did have other footage where I shot this at night. I'm not sure how they'll release it in editing, but the night footage, I did not see his memorial. It used to be on the same side, but it has been moved. But today I'm going to go ahead and take you to the memorial as well, that they have set up for them. And again, just give you a better idea of where it happened in the daylight so that you could see. I don't know of any other vloggers in this niche that live this close to some of the crimes that happened here. So I probably will be the first one to actually go out to this site since the officers were indicted 3 or 4 days ago, and the firefighters. And I will have their information. I'll make sure I put that public. But for anybody who watched the video, it was disturbing. It was really, really disturbing. I watched as they choked this guy out and he passed out. And I know a lot about chokes. I've been studying martial arts for a huge portion of my life. And I know for a fact that those chokes were very effective. But when he was choked out, he woke up at one point and he started vomiting. And as he was vomiting, the cops telling him, don't do that. Stop doing that. As if he can control it after they choked him out. And here this guy is laying here dying and stuff. And he's apologizing for vomiting based on their actions, as a result from their actions.
I don't know, sir.
Stop.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I wasn't trying to do that. I can't breathe correctly because.
Move your camera, dude.
And I'm not shitting you. And when I watched that video, all I could think is, man, if I could just see these officers out of uniform here in this town and give them the chance to let me show them what they did to that guy. Say, let me put a choke on you like you did this man and see how long you last. This guy did nothing wrong. Nothing wrong. I watched the video over and over. He made a purchase at the store. He walked this path that I'm walking, and he was killed for it. And, you know, I know somebody called it in, but I'm going to be real with you. This is Colorado. Face masks are not uncommon here. Not uncommon. I've been here for 2 years in the Denver area, 5 total in Colorado, and trust me, people wear face masks all the time here, so there was nothing suspicious about that. The person that called it in, really, I wonder if it was a racial motive. I don't know the person's color or what, but there was nothing suspicious about what this guy did. He's wearing a face mask. These days, actually, you can't get into many places without a face mask. But this guy was killed for it because it made him look suspicious.
911, what is the address of the emergency?
Women's Street, I think it's, Black Hawk or something like that. Let me check real quick.
Okay.
It's Women's Street and Black Hawk
Okay, is it Black Hawk Way, Black Hawk
Street.
Okay, give me 1 second. Just repeat that intersection for verification.
Women's Street and Black Hawk.
Okay, are you sure you're not on, give me 1 second. Is it possibly Evergreen?
No, this is Aurora.
Okay, well, no, I understand that. I just don't show you anywhere near a Black Hawk.
It's Black Hawk Street.
Okay, just stay on the line. Give me 1 moment. I don't show you, what I'm saying is I don't show you anywhere near Billings and Black Hawk.
What about Billings Street and Evergreen Avenue?
Okay, that's where I show you near. Okay, what's the phone number you're calling from?
720.
And your name?
Juan.
And your last name, Juan?
Vega.
Okay, tell me exactly what happened.
So there's a guy. He's watching. Let's see. What's the opposite of north?
South.
South, yeah. He's walking south on Billings Street, and he has a mask on.
Okay.
And then when I pass by him, he puts his hands up and does all these kinds of signs. I don't know. He looks sketchy. He might be a good person or a bad person.
Yeah.
But he has a full-on mask on.
Okay. His arms. Okay, I'm going to put a call in so officers can go see what's going on, okay? Are you still at that location now?
Yeah.
But it's just up the road here, a little bit further. Not much of a walk when it's the last few minutes of your life and all you did was go to the store. I believe he was buying some tea for his sister, if I'm not mistaken. And this was a good kid. This wasn't like some gangbanger or somebody who was in trouble. This was a good kid. 20 years old, if I'm not mistaken. He was 20. And I listened to him pleading while he's on the ground. The guy was talking about he was trying to do good. He's trying to do good. He didn't even know what the fuck he did wrong. Just before they killed him. And you know, the cops' concern when they were informed that the guy had just went flatline in the ambulance, you could tell the cops were nervous. But the way they showed it, you could tell they were nervous and they knew they were in trouble for the shit they had just did.
So there's a pretty good chance we're going to MJC. He just cored.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Okay.
So sit tight.
All right. Great. Great.
They didn't care about the person whose life they just took. Those cops were pigs. They were, and then there was 3 other cops, 2 other cops along with one that was involved in the incident. They went to this location and posed with a chokehold on them. And they even had the balls to appeal their firing after they were fired for it. And I'll make sure I get their pictures up too, because I mean, if they want to be pigs and recognized for doing something disgraceful like that, well, I'm all about making sure they get recognized for what they do. Bunch of pigs. I really wish I was given the opportunity to meet these people here in this town that did this to this guy, and let me just talk to him and ask him, you know, hey, do you want to trade chokeholds? Do you want to see what you did to this guy? But this is the site right over here. These are the apartments. This is the site where he was choked and killed.
You good? You got it? Matt, you got his back leg here? Because I don't want him kicking you, man. What's taking so long here? Or Dima's camera got broken in the middle of all that.
Do we know where?
We already talked to the RP. We got the RP. What's that? That I don't. Did you lose your camera?
Yeah, it's by him. It's somewhere by him.
Oh, it is somewhere down here? Okay.
Yeah, it's right there
okay.
by him.
All right.
I think it's on Rosie. Yeah. Here in a minute, once this medicine kicks in, we're going to uncuff and put him on the bed. Okay. And then we're going to restrain him soft pointed to the bed. All right, let me grab some gloves real quick.
No, you're okay. I got it.
You guys have your extra gloves on? My back pouch right here, dude.
He's not coming because they just arrested that homicide suspect in District 1.
They did?
They did. So, they're busy, so. I just need to let them know because there's no lieutenants over around here. So.
We'll go ahead and uncuff. Is he in custody or? Go ahead and get him on his side and we'll just uncuff him. Let's get him on the gurney first. Okay. If we can. Okay.
Careful, careful. Alright.
Put a new title when you're on the boat, put a new title, 15, just in case it starts splitting. So that we have that ready too.
Yeah. Hey, would you?
Yeah.
Yeah, right there. I got it.
Right over here. Right here in this spot. And all this guy did was try to make it home from the store, and he never made it home. But right over across the street here is the memorial, and we're going to go ahead and check that out here in a minute. But imagine that short walk, a little more than a block, after he did everything right that he was supposed to do. He paid for his purchase. It went, actually, my understanding, I believe he was buying tea or something for his sister. It wasn't even for him. Just being a nice guy. Imagine taking that little bit of walk, and this is where it ends for you. You don't even get to make it home to say goodbye to the people you love before you choke to death. And given drugs that make your heart stop, send you brain dead. By trained professionals that should know that this guy wasn't 190 pounds. I'm 200, and not only can I tell this guy was not 190 pounds, I could look at that guy and tell he was someone that could probably gorilla press. This guy was not big. This guy was not big at all. He was 140 pounds. I could bench that. I could bench this guy's weight, and they thought he was 190 pounds. This guy looked nothing like 190. This guy was nothing short of a kid growing to be an adult. He was still young, but this is his memorial site. They set up across the street because of private property and stuff. They have moved it, but this is the memorial site for Elijah McClain. And I'm hoping like hell he does get justice, and those 3 officers that killed him, and those 2 firefighters that shot the drugs into him that stopped his heart and sent him brain dead. I hope they spend the rest of their lives in jail with people that are going to do the same thing to them that they did to this boy. People are going to make his last few minutes hell. I hope that happens to them. Only I hope their minutes are a lot longer in hell. But this is the memorial for Elijah McClain, 20-year-old victim of the Aurora Police Department, who did nothing more than go to the store and try and walk home, and was stopped by that legalized gang. And Aurora is famous for making a lot of screw-ups. But this one was beyond a screw-up. This one took a life. And I hope it cost every one of them theirs for the rest of their lives. This guy used to play, my understanding, music. I think it was the violin he used to play for animals on his break. This guy wasn't a thug. This guy wasn't some gangbanger or some hood rat. This was a productive member of society here in the Denver area. A massage therapist who went to work every day, who loved his family, and his family loved him. It's over for him now, because the police wanted to play bad boys and wanted to see what it's like to be gangsters on the street without getting in trouble. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this one up. Again, if you haven't seen the full police footage of this crime, this murder that these 3 officers did, and these 2 firefighters that they did to this young man, you should go check it out. Because it did take me a while before I actually got to the footage. But when I did see it, I was shocked. I was disgusted to think that I live in the city where these gangsters are representing the community as protecting and serving. Bunch of pigs. And then the police officers that went behind him and took the pictures thought it was funny that he got choked and killed. I'm gonna think it's funny when I'm standing outside that courthouse when that verdict's handed down. I'm gonna laugh my fucking ass off. But anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and cut this one short and get over there before my car gets towed. Until next one, y'all stay cool.